Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is a very special edition of Unger the Radar, where we talk all things film. And I have a wonderful group of guests tonight from the new film, The Elevator. We have the filmmaker himself, Mukesh Modi. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy.
Yes. Actress Eugenia Kuzmina. Welcome, Eugenia.
Thank you so much. I should be the last one on this list because honestly, the talent here is...
Oh, no. And of course, last but not least, Mr. Eric Roberts. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
This is great. So I only got to see the trailer, but from what I saw, the footage was terrific. It really looks like a very intense drama / thriller, and I'm really excited to see it eventually. But first, Mukesh, tell everybody, how did the film originally come about?
It's based on a true event, Randy. So it happened to one of the known person I know. The tragedy happened in the elevator, and that's how the idea came in my mind, and that's how I wrote the rest of the story. And then and the Eric Robert, oh my God, he is such a sweetheart. He has done amazing job, and I want to take a liberty to announce something very important. Eric Robert got awarded yesterday at the film festival, which is at Beverly Hills Hotel. And so congratulations to Eric. And I want to tell you one more thing. We are going in a film festival at Chinese Theater on August 6th to August 12th. Eric Robert already got nominated for the best actor for the movie The Elevator. The Elevator movie also got nominated for the best film and also for the best director.
Oh, wow. All right.
So August 6th is a stand-alone film festival. So that's amazing. I just got an email right now that we've been nominated.
Wow.
Since we're talking about awards, I got this award yesterday.
Pretty
cool, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah, it's in my trophy case now. I'm very proud of it.
Perfect.
And I'm really excited to award Eric with it. It's an industry excellence award, so it's definitely speaks for itself.
That's awesome. And Eugenia, I'm curious, how did you get involved with the film?
It's funny because it's one of a few films I haven't auditioned for, actually. I got this role because Mukesh really trusted in me and the director, Jack Cook as well. And I just got really lucky because they believed in me. And I actually called the director and I said, hi, I have a Russian accent. Like, are you sure you want me to cast as a mom? Because in Hollywood, usually I play very typical roles of gold diggers or girls or spies, so this was a big stretch. Even though I'm a mom in real life, I was, very excited to play mom on film.
That's awesome. So you were pretty much born to play this role. It's like in your DNA, it seems.
It's funny because my doctor said I could never have kids, and now I have 2 kids, actually 3. So, I kind of, I think it is in my DNA.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. And Eric, how did you get involved with the project?
They called and asked me if I wanted to be in their movie. I read their script and said, here I come.
That's it?
Yeah.
That easy. I love it.
Actually, he loved the script.
It was a good one. I have these script readers, and scripts ends up on my desk with synopsis of it. And if I like the synopsis, I have to read the script. And so it goes through a process. And this was highly recommended by my readers, and a fun read. It's such a cool movie because it's everybody's fear. It's everybody's thought process, always getting in and out of elevators, and we all go through it. It is such a cool movie. It was so much fun to make. And I don't say that a lot. I love what I do. I have the best job on the planet. But all my movies are not this good. This is a good one.
Oh, wow. A glowing recommendation from one of the stars. I love it. Mukesh, I'm curious, were there any challenges on set? Because this seems like a really happy group of people.
I think let Eric say that. Let Eric say that. Only we had one challenge. Of course, the one of the major challenge. Let Eric say about it. I don't want to let Eric, you go ahead.
Well, we had a break, and we got in the elevator. We go down to another floor, and suddenly the elevator door wouldn't open. And when it finally did open, it was in between floors, so there was no getting out or in. And your first thought process is, "Oh no, I'm stuck in an elevator. And I may have to go to the bathroom. This is awful." That's your first thought process. Stuck in an elevator, or at least for me. And it was, but we're only stuck for about, I don't know,
9 minutes.
It was 9 minutes, but it was a very long 9 minutes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can I top the elevator story up? Not about this film, but just in general. Once I was stuck in the elevator in Paris with a big box of ice cream, and my thought process was, what am I going to do with the ice cream?
Just eat it.
I know. No, models don't eat.
It's a very, it doesn't happen a lot. I mean, it hasn't happened. It only happened to me once in my life, getting stuck. And it really is one of the more terrifying things to happen to a person, because you don't know what to expect next. You don't know if there's faulty wiring, that you're going to plummet or something. But, you know, eventually somebody will hear your cries, and they'll come.
That's what you hope for. That's what you hope for. That's what you hope for.
Yeah. Oh man. And I again, and now I want to see the movie even more, because it sounds incredible.
Randy, as everybody is saying the story about the elevator, we had, like, when we were shooting in the elevator, that time, even Jack, Eric, and Elliot, and then one more, the 4 people got stuck in the elevator for 9 minutes. So that's the real story which happened. This is the movie about it. And guess what? While my script writer was writing a story, she got stuck in the elevator while she was writing the script. My editor, when I met him first time, he mentioned he got stuck in the elevator. And I met so many people, so I would say 60% of the audience will think this movie is about their life.
Yeah.
So that's really, and I want to give a message with this movie, that life is uncertain. The life is like the elevator. It's always up and down. Yeah. Finish ending work.
If I can add something, I think it's a real film about family and the importance of, connection. And our time is everything, right? So the time you spend with your family. And I was really fortunate to work with Avery Ilardi and Avery Morris and Matt Rife, who played our kids, and were just fantastic kid actors.
Awesome. I love it. And I could tell that the mood on set was very loose and very fun. Eric, how is that mood on the set for you?
Well, if you're gonna have me on the set, we're gonna have a good time. Because I'm like well aware of the fact I have the best job on the planet, and I know that. So when I'm on a set with really fun people, I like to have fun.
Nice.
I have to add, I had so much fun. Thank you, Eric. Like you taught me so much. Obviously, I haven't had the experience that you had, and it's just such an honor to work with somebody who's done so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely, Eric he has shared over a lot of experience with us. We definitely learned a lot from him. He's amazing. He's amazing. He knows what he was doing. Like he's on the top of everyone. Like, and honestly, at the end, we literally felt that we are a family. We literally felt that, we are, and when we knew that is the end of the shoot, and then we were thinking, oh my God, when the accident happened, we felt, oh my God, this is happening to our family. Like that kind of atmosphere we had.
And plus, plus I wanted to add, one of the actors, Matt Rife, was a comedian as well as I do comedy. So we all would go to stand-up clubs after the shoot and, close the New York scene. So yeah, definitely became a family with everybody.
And Eugenia, did you perform at the comedy club as well?
Yes, so we would all go, and even I would put the director and one of the actors, Elliot, who never done stand-up, around New York, and we would do this improv kind of shows and, bond even more after working.
Cool. Did you do a lot of improv with this film?
No, I think the script was good. I think I was really fortunate to work with Jack Cook because he's somebody who collaborates with actors. Working with different directors is a different experience. So I think he really wanted to make sure that the story is authentic and, everybody is doing their best. So it was definitely a blast to create something together.
Awesome. I love to hear that. And Eric, back to you. I'm curious, did you do any special preparation for this role?
No, I just was when I read the script, I went into it to make the movie right away, and I knew that if it was distributed properly, it would be a big hit movie because it's a subject everybody's gone through at least in their fantasy, and it was a fun movie to make. This was a really good group. I meet a lot of groups. This was a great group, and we had a great time, and we made a really good little movie. You're gonna like it.
Seems like it. Mukesh, how important is collaboration to you on a set?
Of course it is. Of course it is very important. And of course, for me, it was my first movie. I didn't have much experience, but everybody gave me like a level of comfort and they guided me. Like sometimes if I'm mad, they told me how to handle the situation. But overall, it was a great experience. And as Eric mentioned, we had a great team. We had a great team.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you need that on a set in any work environment, really. You need collaboration in any part of life, pretty much.
Yeah, but I'd like to add something. The movie system is a system set up in a way that's absolutely fascist. You have a dictator and everybody else, and you're all kind of following a dictator's lead. And when they're a good leader, you have a good following. When they're not, you have a mess. Yeah. So it all does start at the top. It is a fascist system. It's a dictator and everybody else, and you follow him and you choose to follow him. That's your job, is to follow his vision. And this guy had a really cool vision, and he was fun to follow, man. He was a cool leader, and we had a really good time without any real pressure on each other too, which I'm real big about, because actors give themselves a lot of pressure anyway. So if you make it worse, you really compound a person's life. And this was just a delightful set in every way there was, and we made a good movie.
And Eric, so that dictatorship, do you typically look for crews and directors that are a little more easier to work with? Because you've had a very long career. Is that what you kind of gravitate towards?
Well, I think why people like working, for me, 2 and 3 and 4 times is because I like to be told what to do. Ask my wife, and it's not complicated for me. I show up and I say, "What do you want to see?" And they tell me, and I deliver it. And I take great pride in doing that. It's not complicated, and it's really a fun job.
I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. Actually, I've been in a few movie sets, and I would agree with Eric. It's all like it comes from the top, the studio, for example. Like I know my husband runs a studio, so I see it from all different perspectives. And it is great when you have people who are there for the story and there's no ego involved, because this business can definitely bring a lot of both, So when we're there for like better good of the storytelling, it's always is a magical process.
I love how down to earth you guys are. This is really great. And Eugenia, I meant to ask you as well. Did you do any special preparation for this role?
Yeah, of course. I approach every role very differently. I mean, first of all, I do have kids, so that was a no-brainer, right? But then I think bonding is very important. So just having that chemistry with your kids, the set kids, just like talking to them, and especially having kid actors on set can be a very interesting dynamic, because they have to work for like 10 hours and, that bonding process is really important. So what I would do is just try to play and know as much as I can about them and, just to really become their mom. So that's the least that I could do. Plus, of course, there are other tools that you use in the toolbox.
Did your real life kids visit the set and interact with your on-screen?
Well, first of all, my daughter, she wrote a song that one of the actors was singing in the film. So my daughter loves, songwriting, but they kind of got jealous. They're like, why aren't we there? Like you exchange us for some stage kids, but it was funny.
That might be a good idea for a sitcom.
Maybe.
Families. I love it.
Yeah.
Now this question's for everybody. I just wanted to know, what do you all hope audiences take away from this film? Mukesh, after you.
Okay, sure. So thank you for asking this question, first of all, because it's really important question and I would like to answer. Like, I'm giving a message to the audience. Well, A is love your family, because anything can happen. And please do not keep anything pending, because as I mentioned, the life is uncertain. So that's the message I want to give to the audience, and I'm sure they will take it very well. And as far as per my opinion, after the watch the movie, I can guarantee you that everybody's going to say and go to them, to their family, and they're going to say, I love you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful message. Eric, what do you hope audiences take away from the film?
Oh, life is a moment. It's just a moment, and you got to live it. And if you get stuck in an elevator, don't freak out.
That's the last thing you want to do in that situation, for sure. Eugenia, what do you hope audiences take away from it?
Well, I would definitely add, don't freak out, because I'm a claustrophobic, so that would be a very anxiety-driven thing. But what I would say, I do a lot of therapy when I'm not working. So once my therapist said that, you're born alone and you die alone. So that's the thing. And then you just hope that you have these beautiful relationships in between. And time is the biggest currency in this universe, right? So I think time is everything, and where you put your attention in time, it is important. And you become family for definitely some reason with certain people to learn certain lessons. And yeah, I think, we're all workaholics, and we're all now on our computers spending time with devices, being not present. And I think being present is the biggest currency.
And I guess the elevator is a metaphor for life. It goes up, it goes down. You never know what's going to happen.
That's the life. That's the life.
And I might add, I think the sequel should be entitled The Stairs.
We like that. Never.
I'd see that for sure.
I want to add, Randy, I want to add something. First of all, thank you very much for what you're doing and inviting us.
Sure.
And I want to thank you, Eric. He has worked in a box. The elevator was so small. And I'm telling you, he is really worked so hard to work in that small elevator. So Eric, thank you very much what you have done, what you bring your energy and your positivity for the movie. So I would like to thank you. Mm-hmm. And also Eugenia, I want to tell you about when you asked Eugenia, were you prepared anything? I know one of the shot, she has to get upset at Eric. On that morning, since that morning, she was in the moment of upset. And then she's not like that. When I came to the shot, like I came to the scene and I see she's upset. And I'm asking, what happened? Why is she upset today? No, because she has to play the role of being upset at Eric Roberts. Oh my God, that was so hilarious. And she was in the mood for that for the entire day. And she played a wonderful shot for that. Wonderful.
Now, I haven't seen the film yet, but does most of it take place in an elevator? Is that the whole set? Or multiple elevators? I know there's there's family scenes, yes, but primarily it is an elevator setting.
It's out. Okay. So I don't know if I should. Okay, I tell you one thing.
No spoilers, by the way. No spoilers for the people watching.
No, we don't. No, definitely. No, but it has on my synopsis and my storyline. So I'm going to say only that thing. I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay.
It's like Eric he owns his own company, and then he is a loving dad, and he's a busy dad. Okay, so he has to go to work on Saturday. So at the time, he has to come back for his daughter's birthday. So that's where the movie about. And so we have a scene at the home and at the elevator. So like that, it's in and out.
Okay. But the movie's, one of the other messages is priorities. and making time for your family, those who care about you, and try to not be so selfish, self-centered, and be more giving. So
Yes.
that's all. That's what I got from the trailer, anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like 2020 gave us a lot of reflection to where we spend our time. And, you know, hopefully it was family and dear friends, and we didn't have to go and get stuck in elevators as much.
What was this film shot during the height of the pandemic?
No, right before. Basically,
Oh,
we're
right
so
before.
lucky we shot it in September. Yeah,
Okay.
in Connecticut, New York.
Okay, so you just made it. Great.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Mukesh, I'm curious, who are some of your filmmaker influences?
Like, I didn't get you. What do you mean by that exactly? Your question.
Who are some writers or directors that you respect their work and that they've influenced your storytelling?
I would say, because see, whenever I watch the movie, and I think why I want to be into business, and I would say that because this is the one of the platform you can give message, and like there's a many way to give messages to the people. And I watched the movie, I watched so many movies, and this is another platform, as I mentioned, to give message. And I want to make good movies, and famous movie, and create with the good start, and have it with the good storyline and all that. So that's what I would say, that not particularly anybody that I would follow or something like that.
Okay. Your own voice. I like that.
Thank you.
Very good. And Eric, you've obviously had a very extensive, wonderful career. I'm curious, what are some of the highlights from your illustrious career? Your favorite moments?
Well, when you've appeared in 600 films, you have a lot of highlights.
Right.
Like King of the Gypsies, my first movie, was a huge highlight. The best docudrama ever made, Star 80, and Bob Fosse's last film, was a huge highlight. Runaway Train being nominated for an Oscar in a movie that was not really a great film, but it had great stuff in it. And John Voight and I just had a great time working together. And so that's an experience I'll always hold dear to my heart. But probably It's My Party and Love is a Gun are the two highlights for me of all of them. And they're rather small films. One's with my wife and Kelly Preston, where I play kind of a meek guy, which I don't play very often. And what's the other one?
The Maxwell Bright. Wait, what were you talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, and I forgot to bring up Maxwell Bright. That's a role where I play basically a virgin. And who's the star?
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton gives a performance of a lifetime in this movie. He's the what's the car rental place he advertises? Enterprise. I think he does the Enterprise car rental ad. He's the great big handsome movie star looking cat.
Oh yeah, Seinfeld, the chick. He's
right. Exactly. Good catch. Yeah, that's him. And this movie is one of the highlights because on paper, even as I read it, I thought, I can't play this part. But then I did homework on it and I got into playing the part. And I have my favorite elevator scene I've ever had in it with Patrick Warburton. And I love that actor like nobody's business. He is so great in this movie. Anyway, that was a highlight too.
Okay, I love it. And yeah, 600 films, the list it's a mile long. But one of my favorite roles of yours, I just saw it recently, The Ambulance from 1990.
Oh, right, yeah, that was a fun movie to make. Who's the movie maker? Cohen?
Larry
Cohen. Larry Cohen is one of the greatest cats to work for I've ever worked for. He was so much fun. And we had a scene in that movie where the ambulance gurney goes down the street for many blocks and many miles.
Right.
And we actually found a location that was possible. And we kind of did that. And it was really, truly the most frightening thing I've ever done.
And I believe you shot most of the scenes in New York City.
All of it, yeah.
All of it. And yeah, I'm from Queens, so I respected that stylistic choice for sure. So that was awesome. And one more thing, I just want to ask about that film. You played a comic book artist for Marvel, right?
Right. That's right.
Did you guys film in the actual Marvel offices?
We did not.
Oh, okay. Because I know you had Stan Lee as a cameo.
Yeah, Stan Lee gave us a cameo. Yes, he was so sweet, so likable, and what you saw is what you got. He was so cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love to hear that stuff. And Eugenia, I wanted to go back to your comedy career. How's that going? Are you touring yet? Am I going to see you on TV? What's the story?
I'm so excited. I'm actually closing a deal to do a touring show starting in Vegas very soon. Going to Chicago this week, and hopefully New York, coming back during Fashion Week. It's going really well. I can't believe it because I'm the last person who like you would ever think is funny. I was always the weirdest and the shyest, kid hiding in the corner, and I don't know why comedy just became kind of a thing.
Yeah. You don't hear of many models / comedians. That's not that combination.
I know.
Come on.
Well, I can tell you comedy is a lot of work. It's almost like writing music. So you have to analyze what makes it funny. And, you constantly have to be out in clubs trying things. It's a live show. There's no editing. So, I think if you're a model, life comes pretty easy sometimes, for whatever reason. You don't really have to work as much, I think. But, my dad was a nuclear scientist. So I always like to give myself another challenge, and, who knows what's next. Like, I think it's always important to grow and learn different skills and, hopefully teach my kids and give back.
Yeah. You're wearing so many hats.
Yeah.
Is there one hat that you prefer to wear over the others, or are they pretty much the
No, I like to be boxed. When I started acting, and that came just by accident because my husband was a producer. I had no idea, that I want to be an actor. I just happened to be on set. So, I just felt really boxed in. So that's why I was going to film with Woody Allen in New York, and, we're shooting in Carlisle. He's like, well, I do jazz and comedy. I'm like, well, okay, maybe that's the next step for me, because I'm not going to wait by the phone for people to cast me in another, girl with an oldest profession role. And that's why I started writing my things and actually finding a voice. As a model, you never have a voice. People project things onto you, type of thing, and then you sell products. So, you kind of just like this object of whatever people put onto you. And I wanted to find that voice. I wanted to grow, and I wanted to share. I wanted to educate girls who, like, where I came from, that they can do whatever they want and, be whatever they want. So, when I started doing comedy, I remember my manager said, well, you will never make it because pretty girls can never be funny. And he's like, you have to not shower for 5 days and go on stage like that. And I challenged them. I was like, I would dress in gowns and say, if people laugh, it's because they see something honest, and I'm not there for cheap jokes. For me, it's just a conversation, and sometimes it's easier to open people's mind with a laughter. So that's it.
Yeah, comedy is all about a message, and the fact that you are empowering your children to just follow their dreams and follow their passions, like, that's really inspirational. Add inspirational speaker to your list of accolades.
Okay. Thank you.
But Eric, obviously you've done a huge amount of work over the decades. Is there a role that you'd want to do now that you haven't done already?
Yeah, there's a dichotomy I want to play. I want to play somebody who is one thing but has to act like another, like an undercover New York cop who has to go undercover as a female impersonator, something really opposite of what they are. And
that's fun.
That's what I have left to do.
I would say another Oscar for Eric.
Yeah.
Another Oscar and we wish you good luck, and we wish you and pray for that role comes to you.
Yeah, I want to see that movie. Maybe it'll be titled Undercover.
Undercover.
So guys, we have a few minutes left. I just wanted to go around and see if there are any projects other than the elevator that you're working on now that you'd want to discuss. Ladies first, Miss Kuzmina.
Have so many projects. So Finished shooting in pandemic, actually, a film with Guy Ritchie, who's incredible, visionary director, shot in Turkey. It's coming, I think, next year. We shot Spy City TV show, which is on FX with Dominic Cooper, another, brilliant collaborator. And then I went to therapy and, I used to be obsessed about rock stars. And I said, I can't do that anymore. I have to analyze it. And then my therapist was like, you need to find your voice. You need to find more of your voice. Went to music school and got cast on I Can See Your Voice, which is coming in September with Ken John. And currently working on a film where I have to play a singer. So kind of doing research on that as well.
Awesome. Wow. A lot's going on for you. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Mukesh, are there any other projects you're working on now?
Yeah, I'm working on 2 more projects. Like one, I already wrote a script of 60 pages. I'm still writing more, which is the story about American women, like 9 different American women. And also after that, there's another project I'm working on. It's based on a true story. It's about when the Indian people like immigrant from India to US. So that's the story about it.
Great. That sounds very good. Very, yeah, very interesting. So last but not least, Mr. Eric Roberts, what are you working on now that you can talk about?
You know how up till Tom Brady won with his Florida team in their home stadium, that had never happened before. Well, I have a favorite show. It's called Righteous Gemstones, and they're casting a new part on it. And I said to my wife, "Oh my God, my favorite show is like casting a part. I got to audition." And she goes, "If they want to do, they call for you." I don't care. I still got to audition. I got to audition for my favorite show. I auditioned for it, sent it in, got the part. So I'm on my favorite show, Righteous Gemstones, starring John Goodman, and he plays an evangelist, and it's the coolest show on TV. It's on HBO, and it's going to knock you out. And my stepson, Keaton Simons, is back on tour with Brett Young. They're finally playing stadiums again, and that's what's going on there. And of course, Emma's back to making movies, and Morgan's back to catering. So everything just got back to sort of normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, things are normalizing, it seems.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Funny. Eric, I know you're working on, can you share that you're working on a film right now, right? I have a funny story about that.
What?
Okay, so I auditioned for Damien Chazelle for the part of the Polish wife, right? And they were like thinking really to take me, but because I'm Russian, it was
Tell
fake
them
Polish.
what the movie is. Tell them what the movie is.
It's called Babel, right? No, not Babel. Babylon,
Babylon,
right? Babylon. So yeah, so I love the script. I love the director. And thank God they cast a Polish person to play a Polish part. I was so proud of them. I was like, thank God, because I'm just so excited for Hollywood to be more authentic, and I think it's a great project. So I'm really excited that you're on it. It's a small world and can't wait to see it.
Yeah, right. I forgot to mention that. Babylon. Who knew?
Yes.
I love it. That's awesome, guys. Congratulations for all that. That's amazing stuff. Last but not least, anyone can answer this. Mukesh, I guess this goes to you. How can people see The Elevator? How could they view this film?
Okay, so they can go on the elevatorfilm.com, or they can go to the Elevator 2021 on the Instagram. So they can follow on the Instagram, or they can go to the website, theelevatorfilm.com, and we'll keep updating there. And then there's a lot of, as you guys are also doing the interviews and all that, which also, people would know about that. Awesome. And I want to thank you. One more person is Eliza. Okay, even though she was not there, but she was every day, she was there.
Yeah.
And every day she's there, even now also. I don't think so Eric can do without her anything.
He's talking about my wife, Eliza Roberts.
To Eliza. Eliza, thank you very much.
That is so nice. I'll pass it on to her.
That is beautiful.
Thank you, Eliza.
Yeah. So guys, I just want to thank you so much for your time today. This was amazing. I'm sure the film is amazing. I just saw the trailer, but I'm really excited and amped up to see it now. Eugenia, Mukesh, and Mr. Eric Roberts, thank you so much for your time. And I want to wish you all all the luck in the world. And everyone watching at home and on your devices, this has been Unger the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.